All right, guys, so we got a super woke revolutionary to talk about today. And when I mean a super woke revolutionary, I really do mean it. This guy is as woke as it gets, okay? He's a shining example of how the far left race pimps are tearing this country apart. They're creating a society that basically operates off their feelings, right? Off their feelings. They're forever victims. They love victimhood. And this guy right here has made a living and a career off victimhood like no other, right? He's made a career off of it. The grift with this guy is undefeated. It is immaculate, okay? It is immaculate, right? I must give him props. This guy can play the victim card like no other. And who are we talking about here today? Mr. Frederick Joseph. You may not have heard of this guy. It's probably for good reason, right? You're not in the woke circles. But this guy, essentially, to sum up his career, he's a author, I guess, activist, whatever he wants to call himself. He basically talks about black people and white supremacy all day, right? That's basically what he does. That's what he does, right? He wrote a column about how the white woman police officer that killed Dante Wright, y'all remember that, how she accidentally took out a gun instead of a taser and killed Dante Wright. Obviously, it was an accident, but I mean, she should be punished for it, and I think she was punished for it. A very careless mistake, but obviously was a mistake, right? But anyways, this dude wrote an article about how because she is white, that is a problem, right? So I just want you guys to have context on how woke this guy is, okay? He is up there, okay? Now, the reason why I am talking about this guy is because he posted a video that has gone viral of him and his fiancée, I guess, in a dog park, in which there was this white woman, I guess, in a dog park as well. Now, he records this video in which he's accusing this white woman of telling him to stay in their hood, right? And he's saying that this was racist. That's what he's saying. It was racist. So after this video was posted, he proceeds to dox this woman and ends up making her lose her job. So we're going to go over all that stuff. But first, I want to go ahead and play this video so you guys get a good understanding of what's going on here.
Stay in our hood? No.
I'm gonna invite everyone.
Stay in our hood? Stay in our hood. That's what, I'm sorry, what? Stay in our hood? Stay in our hood. You just told us to stay in our hood? You just told us to leave the dog park and stay in our hood.
Oh my god, did you just say that to me? Shit.
Wow. Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
The Karenism, the white.
I'm sorry, you were right here, watch this entire thing. Did she just not stand here and tell us to stay in our hood?
She did.
You just told us to stay in our hood? No.
All right. So you guys see the video. You heard the video, right? Like, so we don't really have context in terms of what the interactions was before this man basically says that she told him to stay in their hood, right? So again, we don't really know what happened before or after this video. And again, that's important because so many people, we've seen this happen so many times, especially all last year, how the left will come to conclusions about what somebody said or something that happened before actually looking at the footage, right? That's what happened with the McCarren Park situation. And they ended up eating a lot of crow on that. Because when actual footage came out of what happened, everybody saw that the police officer was trying to save a black woman's life instead of the narrative of, oh, a police officer got in his car and just started shooting a black woman because she's black, right? Again, this type of stuff reminds me of that as well, too. Furthermore, on top of that, I'm not so soft and fragile that I'm going to get offended if a white person, whether it's a man or a woman, says, stay in your hood, right? Just because they use the word hood, right? Now, is it something that, I might feel some type of way about? Maybe, right? Depending on the context of the situation. But am I going to sit there and record that person and try to, make a big scene out of it? Probably not, right? I'm probably just going to go on my way. Okay, I've had neighbors say much worse things to me, right, in my own neighborhood than this, okay? And I didn't feel the need to go as far with that as this person went with this, Okay, and this woman right here said something that, in my opinion, you can easily shrug off and keep moving. But in this day and time in which everybody's looking for racism, in which everybody wants to be a victim, this man has to take out his phone, start shining a light on this girl, trying to get a video and trying to make a scene out of it. Now, it seemed like this girl was drunk. She probably was high, right? She probably was baked. Who knows? But she definitely seemed like her words were slurred. She kind of seemed like she wasn't really all there. Okay? But regardless, my first impression was I didn't think it was that big of a deal, even if she did say that. Now, one of the people that he was with said that she did say that. Okay? So this guy proceeds to dox this girl, right? Because he was not satisfied with just walking away from the situation like a man. So he goes to his 100,000+ Twitter followers and essentially asks to identify this girl, right? In which they identify her LinkedIn, they find her Instagram, they find her name, they find all that stuff, right? So they know where she works. This guy reaches out to the CEO of the place that she works and basically rats on the girl, right? Doxes the girl on the internet and then reaches out to her place of employment to try to get her to lose her job. And then lo and behold, the girl, whose first name is Emma, has been terminated, right? She has been terminated. And then the woke revolutionary proceeds to post this video justifying the doxing.
So I was just told that Bevy has terminated Emma Sarli after her racist attack against my fiance and I in the dog park. And while it's unfortunate that she had to lose her job, I do think that this brings up an important conversation about accountability, especially in a country where Black and brown people, marginalized people as a whole, have seen so little of it oftentimes, right? Having to bear the burden of racism, sexism, homophobia, etc. I think that it's important that people know that there are consequences for their actions, right? And I don't think that it's up to victims to have to coddle, people who are engaging in abuse. When I woke up yesterday morning, I didn't expect to have to be a part of this conversation. I didn't expect to go to the dog park as a Black person and have to receive, racism. So while, again, it is unfortunate what happened, I hope that, Emma learns from this. I hope that other people learn from this who engage in abusive, racist, and destructive behavior, because ultimately, whether Emma lost her job or not doesn't take away the trauma that my fiance and I have. It doesn't take away the feeling of feeling like anything racist can happen anywhere. So I don't think that people should be coddled, and I do think that consequences are important. So hopefully this is a learning lesson for everybody.
So yeah, guys, I mean, he sounds like he has a victim complex, and he surely does, because I guarantee you, I looked at a lot of what this man tweets, and it's all about white people all day long. He's obsessed with white people. He's obsessed with them, okay? He's obsessed with playing the victim. And, this guy, he thinks that it's okay. As a matter of fact, he seems to be taking pride in the fact that he's ruining somebody's life over accountability, right? He wants them to be held accountable for racism. When, in my opinion, again, is her saying stay in your hood? Is her saying, is that really all that bad, right? Is that really all that racist? Is it really all that racist? I don't think so. Okay, now some people might say it is, and that's fine if you feel that way. But even if you feel that way, should this person's life be ruined over a interaction that you had in a dog park that was caught on video, right? A little 30-second clip in which she's not actually saying that in the video. She's just being accused of saying that. So we don't know if she actually said it. We don't know the context behind what happened before the incident that was on camera. We have no clue what happened. This man, considering the things I'm about to get into, it's likely that he might have started it. He might have said something to her that was anti-white, right? He might have said something to her that made her upset, that she might have got offended by. Who knows? We don't know how it started. We have no clue on what this man may or may not have said that may or may not be racist. Again, I'm going to get in that in a few minutes. But regardless, Given all that, should her life be ruined over some hearsay, over a 30-second clip in which she's not even saying what the dude is accusing her of saying? I don't think so. I don't think this calls for going on the internet and doxing this person and ruin this person's life. Where you have people now probably saying all types of mean things to her, right? Trying to expose her. This is the type of bullying, cowardice behavior that these people participate in. Instead of being a good neighbor, instead of being a man and going up to your neighbor, because she lives in your neighborhood, right? You could have approached her on a later date and said, hey, you know, I had an issue with that interaction in the park. You know, I want to clarify that I didn't like the fact that you told me to stay in my hood. You could have took that up with her and been done with it. But no, instead you decided you want to ruin her life over a minor insult at best. And again, the problem I have with these guys is that it's all victimhood for them. Because when he's getting called out about this, right? Somebody said, wow, black people so weak, sensitive, and fragile on Twitter. He says, sharing this so people understand that the trauma of seeking accountability doesn't come without further trauma. So anybody that criticizes him for being weak and fragile, which he is, oh my God, you're giving me more trauma. I'm suffering through more trauma. The woke revolutionaries love that word trauma. They love it. They love it. I'm traumatized. But again, what really pisses me off about this is that this same dude tweeted that white men are fragile AF, right? White men are fragile. Now imagine if a white man tweeted, black people are fragile, right? Obviously, he got offended by it. We all know what the reaction would be because he showed us what the reaction would be. He said, you're causing me more trauma. What about the white man that you said are fragile? Are you not causing them trauma? Right? And again, when called out about this racism that he's putting out here, he doubled down and says the things black people have to deal with on this site, right? Oh, black people just have to go through the worst. Don't criticize me for anything. If you criticize me, then you're contributing to my trauma, you know, which is something that black people go through on a daily basis purely for being black in America. That's this guy's MO, right? That's what he said. That's what he does. And then he says, so many white people and police officers in Harlem, it doesn't even feel comfortable. So essentially, this same guy who's complaining about somebody saying, you know, stay in your hood or whatever, is basically talking about how white people and police officers make him uncomfortable in Harlem. So essentially what he's saying is that, well, they should stay out of my hood. White people and police officers should stay out of my hood. I'm uncomfortable. So is anybody going to ask for any accountability from this guy? Right? Where's the accountability for this guy? Because he said white people are fragile, right? An insult towards white people. And then he basically said white people and police officers need to stay out of my hood, right? Harlem. Okay? So is anybody going to ask for accountability? Is anybody going to say, oh, no. You need to be doxxed, right? Which he's basically a public figure. He's a blue check. So, I mean, hey, it's hard to dox him. But hey, maybe your book should be canceled. Maybe we shouldn't be selling your books anymore. Maybe we should ruin your life because of the racist comments that you said. Because obviously you think that that's the right thing to do. But in the minds of these woke revolutionaries, they have a free pass to be racist, to hurt anybody else's feelings in the name of social justice. As long as you say it's for social justice, you can say anything you want. You can do anything you want. Doesn't matter. But my whole thing is this, guys. I don't want to live in a world where this is a thing, where this is acceptable, where it's acceptable to ruin somebody's life over minor interactions. Okay? Again, I've had worse things said to me than this, and I did not decide to ruin somebody's life over it. Nobody should want to live in a world where people try to dox you and put your information out there on the internet and go to your job to try to get you fired simply for minor incidents that people feel may or may not be racist. Just because people, two different races, had that interaction, which to me is what happened here. No context whatsoever. We don't know what happened before that video. But this woman, basically life is going to be ruined now. And they're going to say that she's a racist simply because this dude with 100,000 followers decided to ruin her life because he got his feelings hurt. It's really a shame. But Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.